Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Casper here. Thank you for tuning back in. This video is all about our midweek uranium update. I just did the midweek commodities update, so go and check that one out. Also, last week I made a uranium recap Australia only miners. Go check that one out. Also, um, I did an uranium video where we look at different ratios between uranium, for example, the Nasdaq, the SPX, and so on. So definitely worth a watch. Uranium looks very good on all fronts when you're looking at when you compare it to different assets and so on. Looks fantastic all over the place. Let's dig right into the business. Again, let's look at just get a long-term picture view here. We have the breakout here at roughly 23, getting above that 24 right now. We are fighting with the 24s. I still want to add some caution. Well, not caution. Long term, the chart is fantastic, but short term, we could see some pullback. And if you do, in my view, again, not financial advice, that's when you buy, because we are seeing many extended uptrends right now. A lot of them are in a bearish wedge. Again, they usually result to the downside. So actually, short term, the next 5-10 trading days, I wouldn't be surprised to see, stall out or just go down a bit in a flag or a pullback. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Again, long term, it doesn't really matter. You just sit tight and be right. You have survived the correction for 2.5 years, so don't do anything silly now. I mean, we need to get a lot more technical damage to the chart before we are wrong. So on that front. We have the breakout here at 36. Beautiful, beautiful. There it is. Connection, and the breakout here. Going to the daily just to show you again, we are, again, RSI oversold. Again, I don't use RSI that much, but right now I just want to have the confirmation that we are overbought, excuse me. And to some degree, you can see we have some sort of rising wedge here again. But again, long term, it's just getting started here with this move. And we are going to go way, way higher in my view. So URNM, what has happened the past, it's only 2 trading days. Yesterday was great, massive green candle, and then we had a big red candle today. We got bought at the end. That's quite okay. So yeah, just short-term caution, long-term all bullishness. URNJ, the speculative ETF. Again, this move here is a tad extended, but again, we are in a nice uptrend here, and we have the breakouts retest all the way up, retest. So the long-term trend is in play, and I do think that we will slowly grind our way higher to that high over here at roughly 23. But yeah, it's a tiny market. So again, if you have a bearish wedge, we could easily shoot to the upside as well. But again, short term, I wouldn't say concerned, but I would say okay, let's see if this momentum can keep going. The Sprott Physical Uranium Trust U.UN, we have broken that high over here back in 2022, and now we are retesting it again. I think this is a very extended move. Let's see if we can stay up here for, let's say, tomorrow and Friday, then I'm getting a bit more bullish again. But if we start to snap down rapidly here, then I think my thesis is correct, and then we will see a 5-10 days correction, maybe even a month. So yeah, it is what it is. I just say how I see it. Okay, Denison Mine, some individual miners here. We are looking into that. No, I think we don't do that because we do that in a different series. So we will look at some different ratios here. So overall, just URNM, URA, URNJ, long term, bullish all over the place. Looks absolutely fantastic. There's nothing wrong with the chart at this point in time. Short term, a bit extended, so just a bit caution. Again, XLE divided by the SPX. Nothing much has happened. Again, I just want to show you that XLE is outperforming SPX. As you see later on, URNM is about to outperform XLE. So you have if XLE outperforms XPX and you have URNM outperforming XLE, you can imagine how much URNM will outperform SPX. So long term, look at this again, beautiful. Energy sector is the place to be compared to the SPX right now as we speak. Here we have it XLE divided by URNM. So we would want this one to go down in order to have URNM outperform the energy sector. And we had the breakdown yesterday. I just want to show you the technicals here because I think they're lining up beautifully. The white trend line you can see here, the breakdown, and now we have the retest. And we actually today stopped at exactly that trend level, not trend level, but at that resistance level at 2.28. Again, it could be a false breakdown easily, but again, we tagged it to the pip or to the tick, I would say. So that confirms my level. Hopefully we start to roll over and uranium will outperform. We don't want it to be a false breakdown and start to curl back up again. We want uranium to outperform XLE. The most beautiful ratio chart in my view is the URNM divided by the uranium spot price. As you know, we've broken the golden trend line. Beautiful. And we have taken out that neckline here. Beautiful. To me, let's go to the weekly. Let's just wait for this to play out. Until proven otherwise, that breakout here confirms that the miners, the uranium miners is outperforming uranium spot price itself. And that's exactly what we want to see in a bull market. And let's just ride it out. I think if this is a real deal, which I think it is, I think we are going to visit the highs over here. And then we will take assessment what will happen there. I do think longer term it will break, but we have, at least in my view, roughly 100% of 80% outperformance by the URNM compared to the spot price. And as we just looked at, the spot price is doing very well. Right now, it's just absolutely booming. URA divided by the spot price, again, it's lagging a tiny bit, but as you can see here, we have to some weird degree broken out of this one here. We are above, but we can't quite seem to take out the neckline just yet. You can see we have some wicks above here, so we haven't quite broken out on the URA, which is a 70% uranium ETF. So we want to see that candle right here confirming that inverted head and shoulders, and meaning that the URA will start to outperform the uranium spot price. URA divided by the CRB. Why is that important? I think it's nice to know that you can have uranium outperforming the overall commodities, because the overall commodities is in a bull market. So if we can have uranium outperform that, that's just another icing on the cake. Right here at 0.0838, that was a very long or a difficult number to say. We have the horizontal where it all happens. You can see wick here, and then breakdown, wick here, breakdown, wick here, breakdown. And what do we have now? For the first time, we are actually closing on a weekly basis above, meaning uranium, or URA at least, is outperforming the CRB overall commodities index. And you can see it here. We have a long, long way to go still to get up to the highs here. We still have like 500% outperformance if we get that far. And yeah, small steps, but this was a big one here in my view, getting above that level. Finally. What's also very nice is the URA divided by the SPY. Let's remove that one just to have a bit more clear. Golden trend line here, we want to break above, obviously, to have the URA outperform the SPX or the SPY. This is a big run up here, and we are now just playing with that breakout, really. Looking on the daily, breakout yesterday, and now we're just having a bit of a nothing day, 1% in the negative. But man, if you can start to get, oh, I'm sorry for the mess. There it is. If we can really start to outperform here by URA, then you're actually outperforming one of the biggest indexes in the world. And it's not just me that is noticing that. That's also the big guys, I think. So they want to put their money where they are treated best. And if it starts to really get going here, then you have a long period of time where URA is having better performance than the SPY. Beautiful. Also beautiful, again, URA divided by the Nasdaq. We are above that level here, 0.0015, and we're again in the driver's seat for URA to outperform. Again, I think we will go all the way up here and visit that high. This was a breakdown where URA and the Nasdaq outperformed big time. But to me, this could be some sort of head and shoulders in play here, or you could have a cup and handle, depending on how it forms out. But long term, look at it. We are so early. Oops, we are so early in this trade. It's actually ridiculous. We still have 3,000%. I know it sounds crazy. 3,000% outperformance still, in my view, until we can close that Fukushima gap in 2011. Will it happen? I don't know. But this just tells me that URA, especially when we clear this level here, that one, when we clear that level, URA is in for a multi-year outperformance of the Nasdaq, of the tech sector. And that's where you want to be when we take out this level here, really. Especially, these spikes over there. Last but not least, which I also found very important, I don't think many people look at this ratio, which is URA divided by Bitcoin. Here you have the big 2017 low, where Bitcoin peaked, and then ever since it has acted as a massive horizontal support and resistance level. And right now we are back above again, negating this. There were a possible bull flag here. That's negated in my view because we're above. And the big trend line to look for is that golden trend line. If we can take that one out, it means that URA, for the first time ever, is outperforming Bitcoin. And Bitcoin has been the best performing asset for the past 10, 13 years. So it means something that you can have uranium outperforming the best performing asset for the past decade. Just think about that. More money will flow into URA than compared to Bitcoin. And as you know, the uranium miners combined is only like, what is it, 50 billion maybe? 50 billion is absolutely nothing. At one point, Bitcoin was 1 trillion or something? Yeah, something like that. So yeah, if you can take out that golden trend line here, man, I would be looking forward to that if that happens. So that was all I had for today. And yeah, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. A subscription is even better. And also, as always, comment below if you have anything positive, anything negative, any questions, anything you want to ask. I will happily answer. And have a great uranium day week out there. As you know, let me show you. Long term, URA, URNM. The long-term trend is in front. Don't fight it and add on pullbacks until proven otherwise. That is the thesis from my point of view. So have a great day, guys, and we will see you in the next one. Cheers.